One thing that we've learned is that for us to write, we have to destroy ourselves. We have to physically and mentally just demolish ourselves, and that's part of doing an Orgy record.
I had high hopes for it, and I was thinking, you know, I want this to get out there and everything, but I didn't really have any definite expectations of where it would go.
I don't go around calling myself a photographer, okay? I hate people that do that.
Right.
I just take flicks wherever I go.
Right.
That's all. Check out this shot right here.
Hey, what's going on, and welcome to another edition of The New Music. I'm George Strombolopoulos. All right, today we're going to take you behind the camera, talking about some of the photographers who work in the world of music, and as well, we're going to talk to another Canadian star named Sarah Harmer, who's having a really big record. These dogs are in a rush to get to what? An orgy. That's right. Nothing represents American, LA, decadent glam rock like your friends in Orgy. We caught up with them in Toronto.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, Ryan?
Yeah. Oh, I can take
I don't know. This might be a little small.
Are you people alive?
What you're doing is you're reaching people who are a lot of times into it for more than just the record.
Absolutely.
You're reaching people who want to belong to something.
Absolutely.
When you belong to Orgy, what do you belong to?
God, I mean, I don't know. It's almost like it's just a kind of a futuristic feeling, you know. We're just artists, you know.
Yeah, without trying to be
thing.
too hokey with like, oh, okay, we're futuristic and
it's not that we're, it's not like Marilyn Manson where you're like trying to just like, put off this
it's just
this
concept.
thing. It's just a
fun,
concept and an idea. It's
something
a theme,
to do.
You know, of things to do. You know,
Keeps it exciting for us. In the mix?
We'll do it.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing here with this. I tried to jump in, try to get mad on the mix.
We're not a very reactionary band, you know. We're not like something happens and then we absorb it and reflect it. We're not reflecting society. We're reflecting what we want society to be.
How does it feel to treat me like you do when you laid your hands upon me and told me who you are?
That was like a little fun song that we did.
Yeah, we did it. That was the last thing we recorded
like,
on the first album. Total just
hell
like,
yeah.
It almost wasn't even on our first album.
Yeah.
Why do people care whether or not you wrote the song?
I don't think they do.
Because it's weird, because covered songs have always been breaking bands to
I mean,
this
look at
day.
Limp Bizkit broke off a cover, Marilyn Manson broke off a cover, we're breaking off a cover, you know. I mean, it would be a problem.
Didn't even have their big, huge single till they did Pretty Woman.
It would be a
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It would be a problem if our own songs didn't do well, but they do. I like to get
Tape measure? Whoa, hey! I don't think that's what that's used for, but...
The gentleman does protest.
You can put those on your mic stands, too.
Yeah. Steven Tyler.
Need a light?
Dude, that is dope!
I have to have this. It's a real Zippo, dude.
We did a year of accidentally playing, you know, for all these people. We played with Korn. We did this all on purpose. I mean, we played for all the fans that normally were like, they saw our picture and they were like, you know, those guys are faggots, f them. You know, and then they went and saw us.
I want to see you motherfuckers get crazy, Toronto!
They came away, you know, going like, I remember walking my bus and people would be leaving. They'd be like, dude, we're going to go get your record. That was sick. You know, I was like, all right, you got it.
It's a weird little object here.
You ever wear a carrot case?
Maybe it's a talking fish keychain, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's all good. It touring, interviews.
We were always friends. We always partied together. You know, we had bathroom parties, and stuff. But
Now I don't have to bring it up because he just did.
Nothing.
But you know, we're always partying together and having a good time and friends. But now we're artistically linked, and we've been on the road together for years now, and we've become, you know, brothers in the truest sense. And I honestly care what happens to them. Like, we always live together when we do our records and everything, and it's, you know, it's like creatively, like I can't even think of doing anything now without them. One thing that we've learned is that for us to write, we have to destroy ourselves. We have to physically and mentally just demolish ourselves, and that's part of, you know, doing an Orgy record. That's where the art comes from.
And one of our first itineraries, like, you know, the flight home, it's like, okay, everybody's flight's booked. Will Paige be in coach, or will he be in the bays in a body bag? There's your new shower cap, right?
That's dope.
Let me see.
That's a condom.
You want to write a gangster rap record, maybe?
Come out. Giving it up.
I hear a lot of people say you should be balanced. I think that's a lie. I think it's garbage. I think human beings are designed to work at an extremely fast pace. You should party hard, work hard, play hard.
Do everything hard.
Everything hard.
Then kick back later if you still can.
I have about 3 vegetable gardens. I compost, therefore I get good soil.
The new music on Much. It's all about the music. Coming at ya out of the blue.
Shoot it! Oh, man. You know what I'd do for the cup? What? I'd get my jaw wired shut. And then hit on chicks. What?
Health Canada's new health warning messages on cigarette packages. It's time to see cigarettes for what they really do. Health Canada's new health warning messages on cigarette packages. It's time to see cigarettes for what they really do. Health Canada's new health warning messages on cigarette packages. It's time to see cigarettes for what they really do.
On April 11, they're in movie theaters everywhere. Here's Josie and the Pussycats.
I'm a punk rock prom queen. Brown paper magazine. A 5-star triple threat. Hardest of the hard to get. No one's little red carpet. Easy nothing, let me get 6 whole hours and 5 long days for all your lies to come undone.
Josie and the Pussycats. At theaters Wednesday, April 11.
I speak the truth.
I live my life the way I want. Rules are made to be broken.
Think.
Out of the box.
What box? Can't resist temptation. Money's not important if you have it. I don't mind paying my dues. I am not a demographic. All right, welcome back to the new music. Still to come, we're going to take a look at the lives of the people who actually take the photos of your favorite stars. But first, let's talk about Sarah Harmer. The former member of Weeping Tile's got quite a role going on this year. She's got a debut record that's getting rave reviews. She's got a tour across North America, and she's spreading that small-town, down-home kind of vibe. Our own Larissa Gulka had a chance to catch up with Sarah at her home in Kingston.
Look at the day dropping away. Hear the traffic on a distant side road down the way. I think that dust has settled on me.
Isn't it awesome? We have this nest of flying squirrels somewhere in the house. We have this guy that's totally on it, though. You think you're going to be all right? Okay. Well, I don't know. It's not as glorious as it normally is.
Oh, but you are.
I am.
That's no kidding. And you don't come down here very often?
I do. I come down here. It's quite nice. It's really awesome in the spring because sometimes it's so loud that you're like, hey, it's spring right down here. Hey, yeah, it's awesome.
Every time I breathe, every time I try to leave, every time I breathe.
Wow, you've had some reviews in, like, Time magazine and Rolling Stone. Like, everyone's talking about you right now. What is it that is touching so many people with your music right now?
I don't know. It's actually kind of surprising to me in a way that that people are writing about it or coming out to shows or in the way that you kind of think there's so much out there. It is kind of surprising, like I say, to me, because it's just kind of made the record, and I had high hopes for it, and I was thinking, you know, I want this to get out there and everything, but didn't really have any definite expectations of where it would go.
Some of the reviews, what did one guy called it? Erudite and colloquial.
I had to look up erudite in the dictionary. Like, erudite, well, I've heard that before. So, I'm probably, yeah, I think the reviewers are a little more erudite than me.
You can stay if there's something you need to get away from.
I don't feel as vulnerable or whatever about them because they're pretty interpretive. I mean, there's some obvious interpretations, and a lot of the times what I think the obvious interpretation in some of the songs really isn't what I was thinking when I wrote it, you know, yeah, I just feel like they kind of have their own life after, you know, after you write it.
And maybe if I could make something of this, why wouldn't I?
Do you think relationships are all about power?
I think relationships, like if you're talking all kinds of relationships, it's like, you know, friendships, so the roles that people play. There is definitely a power thing that goes on, sure, and people, the whole people giving up their own power. Everybody really has equal power naturally, and that's the way that it all works best, you know?
You say I close a blind eye, that I don't put up the time, but what you see as goodbye, I don't see as a crime.
You're really lo-fi.
Well, excuse me, Luther, we're going to be in the control room for a minute. Oh my God. Pleather.
Who was the mascot for you were here?
Who was the mascot? God, the stray mice that were running in and out of the garbage pail.
Nice. I'll have to watch my feet.
No, not in here. Oh, okay. That was in Toronto. That was in Parkdale.
And what's the minute hand? How could it be stolen from you? Cold snap, frigid air.
I did take some time off, definitely between the last Leaving Tile tour and recording You Were Here, and I spent a lot of time sitting on the back porch, you know, playing guitar and jamming. I mean, we always jam here, and so.
So who drops by usually the guitar part?
Different bands actually. Some different friends, like this band Portuando is actually recording here right now. Kingston band, they're just doing some stuff. Luther Right and the Wrongs recorded their last record here. And there's a control room. Normally there's cables everywhere.
How have you grown as a person in that time period?
Probably my confidence has increased on some levels, but as well as hopefully my ability to you know, be open to ideas as well.
Obviously you're surrounded by trees and snow and stuff. Like, does that impact you more than being in an urban environment, do you think?
Well, I grew up out in the country, and I spent a lot of time outside, and I think it does. I mean, I have to kind of kick my ass to go out for walks sometimes, you know, like even though you are in the country, it's like, sorry, you've been inside all day, you know. Yeah. So it doesn't really, in that case, it's like, it doesn't really matter. But it's nice, I mean, you can jam at loud volumes, and the neighbor thing is good. But it's beautiful around here, and I'm pretty in awe of the, you know, natural environment and happy that the air is pure, fairly, I think.
She will forgive me for I bring water, a sunny wind, or twisted by oleander. I understand her, she just waiting for the time.
Do you feel like you're an urban farmer in a way?
Oops. I have about 3 vegetable gardens.
Okay.
So I like to grow things. I like to watch things grow themselves, you know? I compost.
Compost, hey.
And therefore I get good soil.
You made it through another winter.
I wish you guys could see this waterfall. It's just so.
Not happening?
No, you gotta come back in the spring for like,
okay,
you know, just around the seasons at the Farmer homestead.
We'll come back. We'll come back to haunt you. You're gonna regret having said that.
Oh my God, it's Larissa again.
Where's the waterfall, man?
DMX said, look, you know, you can take some flicks or whatever, but I'm just not going to pose. I said, well, I'm your man then, because that's what I like to do.
You must think first, right? Before you move.
Health Canada's new health warning messages on cigarette packages. It's time to see cigarettes for what they really do. Health Canada's new health warning messages on cigarette packages. It's time to see cigarettes for what they really do. Health Canada's new health warning messages on cigarette packages. It's time to see cigarettes for what they really do.
Tom Green here at Muscle Beach.
We're going to show how new Right Guard Extreme Sport works even under the most
Extreme conditions. Extreme protects against odor and wetness. Goes on clear and it doesn't quit. New Right Guard Extreme Sport. Get extreme. Get Right Guard.
Angela!
Uh-oh.
Did you hear about the new softer Oxy pads?
I already use Oxy pads.
Wait! Oxy unclogs your pores, letting oxygen in to help kill acne bacteria, right?
Right.
Right. But Oxy starts to clean instantly. Plus, it keeps
Working to deep clean your pores.
So it'll work even after you're gone?
Precisely. Think Oxy, think oxygen. Get it?
All right, here we go. The new music continues. Now, for the longest time, if you ever wanted to see what your favorite star looked like, you either saw them on stage or you saw them in a photo. Now, who took those pictures? Everything from album art to pictures that you'll see on the internet to pictures you see in newspapers to coffee table books. It's the inside world of the people who take the photos of your favorite stars. Here's mine.
Go. Bounce. Bounce.
I don't go around calling myself a photographer, okay? I hate people that do that.
Right.
I just take flicks wherever I go.
Right.
That's all. Check out this shot right here. I want you to see what I'm shooting.
I look at like taking photographs and celebrity portraiture as a form of entertainment.
Yeah, you got it. You're doing great. A lot of my photographs have that documentary feeling and have that realness to them. If I'm doing photographs, you know, for, let's say, you know, an album cover or a magazine cover or, you know, it's publicity or, you know, whatever, you're involved in this, you know, studio situation or you're on a location and maybe everyone's not ready yet. And so this person, you know, is over maybe reading the newspaper or smoking a cigarette or playing their guitar. That's when I'll go right over and take advantage of that situation. Those, to me, are the real true moments.
she would be hard to take a bad photograph of.
So true.
Guys, over the last, we're going to test the last. We're going to do something a little bit more ballsy. We're going to roll around the grass. We're going to get our subject nice and wet, so that she absolutely is frustrated and pissed off. What did you think about rolling in the grass like that?
It was very uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable.
I found it very delightful and comforting.
Come over here, baby.
You have to do that whole photo shit. Like, do you like that stuff?
I think the worst part is being made to feel like you're a rock star. The special person that's being catered to and pampered and made up, dolled up, kind of taken out of your natural element to look good for promotional purposes. But at the same time, if you work with the right people, as we've done,
right.
We've had a wonderful experience. You understand that you are special and that you do deserve an opportunity to look good and that your fans deserve an opportunity to see you better than you normally look.
The photographs that I choose to show that represent my work a lot of times will be those moments over the more sort of set up moments, you know.
When did you shoot this?
Tupac, I shot that in '93 for Rolling Stone magazine. And that was probably my most well-known photograph, I think.
For me, it's the opportunity to have a blank page and to do something really crazy on that page, to make something beautiful or funny. And to me, humor and beauty are the same thing. I mean, I try to make people look beautiful, and if they can't be beautiful, I try to make them funny.
Say when you're taking photographs, as opposed to doing a video, do you have a completely different approach?
Well, yeah, because the video is like 100 photographs. So I can be much more pure and simple, I think, with photography. Both my parents are opera singers. So I grew up in the theater and grew up with, you know, the tragedies and drama of opera. And we're Italian, so it's like that's ingrained in the blood. So I guess that has influenced me. Growing up Catholic and going to church and seeing those, you know, horrific, painful images, definitely. I see it seep into my work, and then I understand it. But I kind of do it subconsciously, you know?
To me, I don't know, that gives me goosebumps. These are the real moments I'm talking about, you know? Like, I didn't ask him to do anything. As a matter of fact, he said to me, DMX said, look, you know, you can take some flicks or whatever, but I'm just not going to pose. You just have to get whatever you can. And I was like, wow. I said, well, I'm your man then, because that's what I like to do.
Entertainers should be entertaining, and in my photographs, I try to make them that way.
You gotta allow people to just be what they're gonna be. Kurt Cobain was a perfect example of somebody who, you know, didn't want to wear stuff, didn't want to come into a shoot with a concept. He just kind of wanted to be who he was.
I always try to keep it as pure and kind of, I don't watch television. I try to keep the outside world at bay. Something that I've been obsessed with for a long time is sort of deconstruction and deconstructing of the human body and deconstructing just almost anything. And I think the human body is sort of the last thing to do.
And what's the about us meant to be together? That type of shit'll make me not want us to meet each other.
See, this is a photograph that I love. You know, here's a guy, you know, it's Eminem, whose lyrical content is way out of hand. And, you know, it's not him just standing there, you know, posing, really. It's like, it's a moment, a real moment that I think, as a fan or a music lover or something, has something to it. This is Eminem. See, now, this is a nice moment for me. Here, he's just kind of standing there. It's a nice document. It's really simple. But then he wanted to roll up his sleeves, and that was, to me, that's the picture that I liked.
You gotta fight for your right to party.
You've documented a whole history, a whole period in history. And I'm just wondering, how did you get such good access to these people?
Just hanging out. Just hanging out, using my wits acquired growing up in Greenwich Village with a cool mom. You know, just using tact, not being a and jerk off like a lot of people.
Has it been hard for you to establish that kind of trust with people?
98% no problem. A couple people, you know, Madonna hates me, but her. She's whack. Her music's weak.
Have you ever been thrown out of an event? If someone sees you snapping and caused you?
Once out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Awards.
Now I'd like to pass the mic to Afrock. Come on and do anything you like. I'm the A-D-O-O-C-K in the place with the bass. I'm going all the way.
They took me along on the Raising Hell tour for a little bit, like 10 days, with Run DMC and LL Cool J and Houdini, and that was pretty big, summer of '86.
I set up a portrait tent backstage, and I would try and coax whoever was there any way possible, you know. We would, I knew the publicist, or I knew one of the band members, or, hey, we have cookies over here, you guys can come over. Cookies, brownies, you know, stuff like that. The Boss Tones, Bjork, that's one of my favorites.
I consider myself lucky for being born when I was and where I grew up. Just experiencing the 70s and the 80s.
Here in New York?
Yeah, that was good. And, you know, going on tour with the Beastie Boys and, you know, all those tours, that was pretty special. I don't know if I'll ever get to live that lifestyle again.
As a photographer, when you have the ability to be truthful, that's the greatest accomplishment.
All right, there you go. Another edition of The New Music is done. Don't forget to get to the website. It's muchmusic.com and find out the stuff that didn't actually make it on the show. And always email us. It's newmusic@muchmusic.com. We'll see you next week. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
These are special herbs. Oh, my. When done properly, you could have a great time. What is this, a glove?
Yes, our band.
A nipple? Hey, Ryan?
Ooh.
Nice. What is this?
Like my toy?
Pills never smelled so good. This is an item that everybody must have, a fish stapler. Here, let's see.